Thank you, Mallory. Many thanks to Corteva for inviting me to share Farmers' Voice on CRISPR technology. Everybody knows that farmers are the society's everyday milk, meat, fruit, vegetables, textiles, and biodiesel. They also provide services to the ecosystem, and they capture carbon from the atmosphere. In every human's lifetime, one may need once a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, but one needs a farmer 3 times per day. What is presently asked from the farmers, especially in Europe? Farmers are asked to produce food for an increasing population who will grow up to 10 billion in 2015 in a more sustainable way. The FAO states that food production will have to increase in 17% to feed all these people, and farmers will have to increase production whilst protecting natural resources. More food will have to be produced from the same area while protecting biodiversity. Additionally, a greater diversity of crops will have to be produced in order to meet nutritional needs. The European Union Farm to Fork strategy is wanting to go faster and is asking farmers to reduce the use of fertilizers by 20% and agrochemicals by 50% by the year of 2030. To achieve 25% of total farmland under organic farming, and is wanting to promote a healthy and plant-based diet, empower consumers to choose healthy and sustainable diets, stepping up the fight against food waste, and is promoting research and innovation. The European Union is asking the farmers to adopt and implement practices that protect soil, water, air, and biodiversity. In countries like Portugal, where soils fertility is very low and water is scarce, we know what is the need of protecting soil and water. Being highly impacted by climate change, farmers will have to mitigate, adapt, and even combat climate change and its negative impacts in soil, water, air, and biodiversity. Science refers to an increasing events such as extreme droughts and rainfall in the future, which will certainly be very damaging for the majority of agricultural systems and farmers in the affected areas of the planet. Farmers will continue to rely more and more on effective and innovative solutions that help them to ensure productive harvests while also conserving land and resources. Genetics is one of the technical innovations farmers need. Farmers in many parts of the world use today many tools, from digital technologies, sensor and satellite imagery, to precision equipment, and from crop protection products to hybrid and resistant varieties. The most tools they have, the better. Having access to better genetics is then crucial. You may be asking, what can CRISPR do to help farmers to meet consumer needs and requirements and to be sustainable, economically, socially, and environmentally? And why is CRISPR such a useful tool to help farmers face, adapt, and mitigate climate change? I will give you some examples. CRISPR can provide farmers of crops which will adapt in areas where climate will become too hot, too dry, or too salty. And that includes the whole, for example, the whole of the country, of my country, Portugal. They can provide plants that can handle harsher conditions, and plants which are heat tolerant, drought tolerant, or salty tolerant. Additionally, they can supply pest and disease tolerant varieties to farmers so that they can fight those pests and diseases without using agrochemicals and they can offer varieties coping with less irrigation, leading to a less water application. The FAO estimates that between 26 to 40% of the world's potential agricultural production is lost annually to weeds, pests, and diseases. And these losses could double without the use of crop protection practice like products or genetics. Crispr can provide crop plants to farmers that fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and allow for reduction on fertilizers emissions, as these products fabrication, transport, and spreading relies on fossil fuels. With Crispr,
Are others losing Gabriela, or is this just me?
No, we are.
losing her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are losing
Yeah,
her.
I we lost her.
Okay. Just gonna give it a second to see if she comes back.
for example, Crispr will also be able to provide.
Gabriela, can you
Mallory,
hear us?
can you hear me?
We
Yes.
lost you for about a minute there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
And yeah, it
So
looks like your
we-
signal got stronger. So yeah, we
with Crispr,
lost the last couple
scientists-
seconds.
Okay. With Crispr, scientists can provide consumers with food with enhanced quality and nutritional content, such as vitamins, minerals, and proteins. Crispr will also be able to provide plants which produce less methane, like rice, or are enhanced in vitamin D, so important for some areas in the Asian continent. Crispr technology can also provide plants to cattle that are easier to digest, having as a consequence a reduction on gas emissions from cattle and allowing livestock farming in pastures where there is no other farming alternative, and thus protecting soil, water, biodiversity, and capture carbon. Crispr technology can also provide plants that fix more carbon, directly contributing for climate change mitigation. Finally, Crispr technology can also contribute for the reduction on food waste by providing food that lasts longer in shelves as products have more defenses to pathogens. The main conclusions about Crispr technology and agriculture are consequently, Crispr can help farmers to be more sustainable economically, socially, and environmentally, and producing more with less. Crispr can help farms to adapt, mitigate, and fight climate change. Increasing production in the same present area can certainly contribute to reduce hunger, poverty, and consequently war in many areas of the globe. It is time that all of us, farmers, scientists, claim to our politicians that hunger deprives humans of their dreams, health, and peace. Increasing production can maintain or even increase farmers' incomes, especially for small farmholds and in developing countries. Crispr can increase food safety, food security, and country self-sufficiency. The pandemic is showing us the importance of self-sufficiency and guaranteed food supply. Very important, Crispr can provide, amongst others, all the solutions I mentioned, and that in a lifetime much shorter than conventional research, which is a crucial aspect for a world where climate researchers stress that climate change is going faster than imagined, where hunger has increased in times of pandemic, where the needed food supply can be assured. And will cut the lack of competitiveness that some areas of the world which don't allow biotech products in their countries have competing with other farmers in other continents where biotech crops are allowed. Farmers did not stop during the pandemic and need new tools to not stop in any adversity the world might have to face in the future, and produce as well as to mitigate, adapt, and fight climate change. Unfortunately, Europe is very far behind in what concerns biotechnology allowance, losing competitiveness when compared to other places of the world, and affecting farmers, especially in the poorest countries of the European Union, like Portugal. It's like asking people to go back to the first telephones. Thank you very much for your attention, and now we'll be ready for questions. Thank you.